I literally was getting in the tree, setting my platform, and I put my bow hanger on the tree and reached down and was pulling my bow up and looked up and he was at 25 yards. I just got in the tree. I mean, it's 3:25 right now. At 2:55, I was on the phone with my wife, still walking in. I got off the phone with her about 200 yards back, so I ain't been in the tree very. I'm glad I seen this tree and was like, that looks like a good tree. I was standing on the ground, looking with my binoculars in these chestnut oaks. And I was about halfway up and I spotted a scrape beside me and a rub over here, and I was looking at it with my binoculars. Or I might have would have got in the tree a little faster, but I'm in a big double, big split sweet gum. And I got this chestnut oak right here to my left that I need to cut a few limbs off of. A couple of these little twigs right here so I can have a shooting lane back towards this other big chestnut oak behind it. And I got one right here about 20 yards to my left. And then I got a red oak right in front of me that is loaded. I wish that was a doe, because I would pop her. There you go. A couple of limbs off of this side and a couple of little twigs off this side. I could break them, but just as easy to take my little turkey snips and I don't gotta cut but a couple off. I want to leave as many of them as possible in case I have a deer come from the right. That's kind of the way my wind's blowing, but there's a red oak right here beside me to my right. It's dropping pretty good too, and they may skirt that way. If they do, I want to have plenty of back cover. I got a feeling this dude ain't going nowhere anytime soon. He's just walking around vacuuming up these acorns. I ain't even got an arrow in my bow. I hung my camera with him right there. Unzipped my backpack, did everything. Just waited every time the wind would blow, I would do a little bit of something. And I got it all hung with him right there eating under that red oak. Or no, that's a chestnut. Sorry. I was looking at this wrong tree. But every now and then this wind swirls. Right now it feels like it's hit me in the back blowing towards you. I hope it ain't though. Now it's straightened out. I'm gonna get an arrow put in this bow and get ready. I was on the fence about this spot. I said I'm either gonna be in the money or this is a bunch of nighttime feeding sign. Right now I'm in that same boat, but I am seeing deer. He just sneezed, scared the fire out of me. I thought he was in a boat. There is a bunch of blowdowns from a tornado, so he come out of a bunch of blowdowns. I think that's the direction he come from. So the deer can literally come from 365 degrees around us because they generally bed in these blowdowns. not a lot of good bedding around here, so this tornado coming through is going to make it tough to know where they're at, but it should hold a lot more deer in here, I think. It's going to be a lot more greenbrier and sun in the ground, but let me get out here in my bow in case his big friend's with him. 35 or 40 minutes left legal shooting. And probably about 30 minutes left of legal camera. The squirrels have been barking like crazy. Back towards the way that deer ran earlier. As soon as I cut the camera off, my wind swirled. I got away with all that moving and hanging and this, that, and the other, and dang wind swirl when he was down there at about 15 yards. And he smelled me. And he got out of here. He ran out there about 100 yards and blew about 2 or 3 times and was gone, so. But that was about, I don't know. Can't remember what time I said it was, so. Hour and a half ago or so. But hopefully everything's calmed down now, and here pretty soon we ought to hopefully see some deer. Them squirrels been back here. There's a bunch of blowdowns back here, and them squirrels been going crazy back here close to them, so it could be 1,000 reasons why, but I just heard something. It sounded like it was on the ground, but it might have been a squirrel in this tree. That's definitely on the ground. Oh, big old coyote. Golly. I want to shoot this dude so bad. I got these hot olive freaking arrows. I need to carry me a cheap arrow for these dudes. Well, I was finished shooting, but I was indecisive. Waited too long. Anyways, he was pretty. If he comes back through here, I'm gonna get him though. I was trying to get a camera around there. If he would have stopped right there in that road for much longer, I'd have popped him. That's probably what them squirrels been barking at over there for the last 20 minutes. He was right behind the big old tree the whole time he was coming in. And I couldn't see him. He literally popped out at like 35 yards. but he comes straight behind that tree. Anyways, like I said, a little bit longer, not much. It's 2 days in a row I've had to pass up nice buck. Just too little, too young. He's pretty though. Bigger one did that, he'd be in trouble. My battery's trying to go dead on my camera.